Hey guys, today I am going to be revisiting this USB powered ceiling fan. This is the one I unboxed about 6 months ago, and the brand name was something like Weiye or something like that. It's a pretty basic and generic ceiling fan. This one has a USB connector at the end, so you can plug it into a charger like this, or if you have a power bank, you can plug it into there to have a portable ceiling fan, which is basically what this is. It's a very lightweight and easy to install plastic fan. So in the unboxing video, my first impression was pretty neutral. It didn't have anything that impressed me, but it didn't really disappoint me either. It was about what I expected. But now that it's been 6 months since I unboxed it, has that changed? Well, not really. It's still going strong. It has about, I would say, close to like 5 hours of use total. I know I haven't used it a whole lot, but I did put it to use sometimes, and it's still going strong. It still works great. And yeah, this is going to be a quick 6-month review of this Weiye branded USB powered ceiling fan. So when it comes to the build quality of this fan, it's mostly made out of plastic. And in the unboxing video, I was a bit worried that this plastic would be too rigid and it might snap if something were to collide with the blades when they was running, but surprisingly these held up quite well. One time, just for testing purposes, I put my finger up in the blade and it didn't snap. There was no damage done. The blades kind of flexed a bit, but it didn't break, so I'm sure this fan will be able to withstand some casual impact if that were to happen on accident. Upon closer inspection, you can see that, yeah, it's mostly all plastic, except the components in the motor. And these blades push into the motor. Basically, there's a little dimple in the motor housing and a little bump on the blade, so you basically line it up on the hole, push it in, and they'll click into place. And it actually does a good job of holding it in place. In the unboxing video, when I first tested it, there was a clicking sound that was coming from the motor, and I wasn't sure what was causing it, so I wanted to open it up to see if I could fix it, and it turned out to be a very tedious task, to a point where I'll give this fan a 0 out of 10 for serviceability. This thing was just not meant to be taken apart beyond the blades. The motor is all clipped together by these tiny little clips that are hidden along the motor shell from the inside. So what I had to do was reach in with a very tiny screwdriver through these vents and pry out those clips, and even so I ended up breaking a couple of them, but luckily the motor cover is holding together just fine after I put it back on. But the issue was one of the fins that are on the stator or the rotor was bent, and it was contacting either the rotor or the stator, so the fan would spin and that piece would just keep striking that same spot every time it turns back around to the same spot. So I had to bend it back into place, and now it's quiet. But this really should have been eliminated at the factory as part of quality control, if that is even such a thing for these fans. But yeah, now it's quiet, runs smooth, no more clicking sound. So yeah, that's one issue I ran into with the motor. And also there's some information up here. I have it mounted the same way with these Velcro straps and this hook. So that's pretty much about it. Besides that, I haven't ran into any other issues. It's been going strong and quiet. So here's the power cord. The switch, just a single toggle switch, I have it plugged in there, so let's go ahead and start it up. There's a little sound coming from the hook up at the top. It's nice and quiet. Let's get a close-up view of it when it's running. Now the blade span on this fan is about 17 inches, and for a 17-inch fan with pretty steeply pitched blades, at a pretty low RPM, it's actually moving quite a bit of air. Of course, it can't compare to an actual portable fan that's about 17 inches, but I mean, this is a quiet fan, you have to keep that in mind. It's a ceiling fan too. And some of that noise you're hearing is actually coming from the mounting system up top because of the poor noise isolation up here. But the motor itself is pretty quiet. It's pretty well balanced too if you look at it from straight up like this. Even though from the side it doesn't look like it is. And as a proof of concept, there's the fan right below it. It's moving quite a bit of air. So you might be wondering what I've been using this fan for, besides in videos. Normally the fan's not installed here. Mostly what I've been doing is I installed it from the curtain rod that's above the window in my bedroom. So when I have the window open, I would turn this fan on and it would help circulate the air from the outside to my room. And it actually does a very good job because it's a quiet fan and it moves a good amount of air. And because it's right above the window, it helps create almost like a wall of wind that just comes straight down. And it does it's hard to explain, but it does a really good job of bringing cool air into my room. But besides that, I haven't really had much use for it because I also have a regular full-size ceiling fan in my room. My workshop's usually pretty cool anyways because it's in the basement. So yeah, mostly it's just been doing air intake jobs around my room. Also in my bathroom window too. I've also had a couple people ask me if these fans would be good for outdoor tents or gazebos, and my answer would be no, these fans would be quite ineffective in outdoor settings because the natural wind will easily overpower the breeze created by the fan because it's not very strong. So unless you're using it inside a totally enclosed tent, if there's any exposure to the outdoor wind, this fan would be, pretty much useless. So if you're looking for an outdoor fan, I suggest looking for a, like a bigger outdoor portable fan or an actual full-size ceiling fan that's outdoor rated. Alright, so I'll go ahead and turn it off. Yeah, the spin down time on these fans are usually quite short because of the permanent magnets in the motor. They create a lot of magnetic resistance when the power's turned off. So that pretty much wraps up my brief 6-month review on this Weiye branded 17-inch USB powered ceiling fan. Would I recommend it? Yes, if you're looking for a portable ceiling fan that's efficient, that you plan on using on indoor areas. Because the use for this fan is quite limited, because otherwise I would suggest you get a full-size ceiling fan or a portable fan. So that's going to wrap up this one, so thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.